Can-Am. Got to change the water pump out and the thermostat. But I noticed that we've got antifreeze coming out, I'm assuming, out of the head gasket, maybe? I don't know. We'll have to take a look at that, see if we can figure out where it's coming from. This is a 2014 Can-Am Maverick, and we've got to change the water pump and the thermostat on it. Trying to get the lower radiator hose off of it. The client had already pulled all the plastics off the center console. He's complaining about overheating issues. There's not enough room between the frame and the water pump housing. This is a 1000 Rotex. The water pump kit that he ordered came with a new housing, outer housing, and a new impeller.
Well, it's definitely smaller and plastic.
I don't know if that was by design or it's
It's
just
just got
worn
larger
out.
fins on it, and it's
You
metal.
can see the difference in the size of the fins. Plus the new impeller is metal.
That should be a huge difference. I'll get this O-ring out of here. Because the new water pump housing did not come with the gasket.
I'm using a dental tool here to remove the O-ring. I can get in underneath it and pry it out. Installing it in the new cover.
(2014) Can-Am Maverick. And we've already changed the water pump and the thermostat on it because it was overheating. Now we're troubleshooting electrical, and because this thing has been in the river, so I'm basically going through and cleaning all the connections, because I've got several issues that aren't working. One is the winch quit working, and I've got no power to the switch for the winch. So I just decided that we're going to go through and clean all the connections. I did find some corrosion on this fuse connection, which happens to feed the switches for the winch, and also the four-wheel drive is not engaging, and So anyway, we're gonna go through and disconnect all of these connectors. Like I said, because it's been in the river, and we're not sure where the low voltage is coming from. So
We found this second fuse panel back behind the passenger seat. The main fuse panel is under the dash. We're pulling all the connectors apart. And then I'm putting some Keg Labs
you
deoxit
would think that all the rubber
or
boots and
Kremlin.
everything on here,
It's a product that I've
this would be
used
pretty
for
immune, but
decades, and
not when
it
it's
works
submerged.
extremely well.
And then probably not cleaned out after that. So assuming those are circuit breakers.
Found
Got power on both sides of it, so
a bracket or whatever that was completely wrapped up in tape, and it was actually two circuit breakers. So we went ahead and cleaned up the connections on those.
we found the problem. It was actually the accessory relay and the fan relay. They weren't functioning. That's why we had no power to the back of the control console once we got those relays replaced. Then we got power back up, and the winch now works. And so now we also had to rewire the fan circuit because the customer had put an aftermarket fan in and wired it straight into the accessory plug. So the fan was running all the time. So we moved it back over, and now we're going to troubleshoot the four-wheel drive.
The four-wheel drive issue ended up being the accessory relay again, plus the mechanical switch on the dashboard had mechanically failed. The switch would not move. It was just jammed. So we got all of this back together. Probably the most time-consuming part of all of this is getting all the plastics back on, because you have to disassemble everything in order to get to the electrical. We also found that the power steering, it has electronic power steering on it. That had been disconnected. The wire had basically pulled out. So we went ahead and reconnected that. And we found that when they installed the power steering kit, They had not put one of the bolts in the steering shaft. So we installed that. I did have to download the entire service manual because I needed the color codes on the wiring. That wasn't too painful. I think I got it for $29 online, and it came down. It downloaded in a PDF format.